everyone, welcome back to the Nello Reads channel. Our first Tales from Tech Support story of the day comes from Nykorson. Check your hold music. This one still makes me giggle. Back in 2000, I worked as tech support for a collections agency. It was a job and the tech aspect wasn't bad, but we had offices all over the country, USA. One day, I needed to call the Las Vegas office about an issue. I route through the phone tree and get the department I need, and they put me on hold to go find the info I needed. At this point, I don't really remember what I needed, but whatever. Then, the music starts. Bow chicka wow wow. Moan. Groan. I just about died. I am laughing so hard that the other people in my department are looking at me. Somehow the canned music had been crossed with the soundtrack for the Skin Flick channel. It was Vegas after all. The person comes back and I'm still laughing. Have you guys checked what the hold music is? No? Go listen to it for a second. I'm still fighting laughter at this point. The very confused tech person says, okay, puts me on hold, and more raunchy Skin Flick soundtracks and moans. A minute later, oh my god, that sets off another round of laughter for me. You might want to get that fixed. I did call back a week later, and amusingly, it was the normal canned music. This story makes me think, how long did they have that hold music? Like, surely hundreds of people had heard it by the time OP caught it, and nobody said anything. Which, you know what, kinda makes sense. Trying to explain to whoever picks up that you heard moaning from your phone just kinda sounds like a weird prank call. Our next story comes from Yes Please Mate. IT is a thankless job until it isn't. Since there was a post detailing sweet experiences with users appreciating work done, I felt I should add to that, simply because we really don't see enough of it. I work for a fairly large school district as an L1 campus tech. Because of how large our district is, somewhere around the high teens and campuses swiftly growing, we don't have enough techs at the moment to give everyone a single campus. The high schools and middle schools have enough problems on their own that they require a single dedicated tech on campus every day. The elementary campuses do not have close to the numbers that the above do. So, techs will get assigned multiple campuses to take care of throughout the week. I recently was given my third campus to oversee, which just so happened to be the week after spring break, which came after 2 weeks of delays due to weather and state testing. So when I say I was backed up on tickets due to being unable to work on them, I'm saying my open ticket numbers were almost starting to rival that of one of the middle schools. The week this story describes was my catch-up week. From the moment I walked in the door to about 2 hours past lunch, my feet were in constant motion from classroom to classroom. This campus in particular was extra unlucky, as my day to visit them happened to be on the days that we froze over and school was canceled. So, needless to say, they were really hurting for tech help, and I was really hurting to get my numbers down to a point that I no longer feel pain when seeing them. It was around 10 a.m. on this midweek day, and I had closed well over a dozen tickets by this time, most of which were your standard issues. My projector doesn't turn on, or my student's Chromebook won't turn on, or even Susie Q dropped her Chromebook, and now the screen is coming off. I was in a daze, and entirely functioning on autopilot. My attention was shot, smiles were faked, and conversations were very brief, because I was truly exhausted from all the work the week had brought me. This next ticket in my queue talked about a student having issues with the testing app, stating it was taking much longer than normal to load. No big deal, let me swing by and check it out. When I stop by, I find the kid and ask him to show me what was going on. I immediately learned this kid was very smart when it came to figuring things out, simply because he power cycled the Chromebook using the key combo, refresh plus power, and I'm still teaching the teachers how to do that. He shows me the app and how it's not loading properly, so I take the Chromebook and head back to my office. The best thing about these Chromebooks is you can just hook it up to the network and power wash it to reset it. It's like 5 button presses and about a minute or two at most. Typically, this solves 75% of the issues I come across, and I was hopeful that this was something that could be solved by it. So I reset it and tested the app again, since the machine is set to have the app installed based on the profile defined by the network. I boot the app up, and sure enough, near instant response. Well, cool. Job done. On to the next one. I bring the kid his Chromebook after, at most, 3 minutes, and they're shocked to see me so quickly. I explain what I did and ask the student to test if all is working, to which I got a happy confirmation. All is good, I leave to work on the next. You might be wondering where the happy part of the story comes. Well, here it is. On the way out for lunch, I'm on fumes at best. As I'm approaching the door, the teacher of that previous student passes me and goes, "Hey, my kids think you're a wizard." That student was convinced he wouldn't have his Chromebook back for a while, and I told him that you were really good at your job and that you got things done really fast. Thank you so much for all your help. I belt out the most animated laugh I've had all week and tell her that I'm always happy to help. It's these small things in life that make it all worth it, really. I did end up getting my ticket numbers down after that week, but honestly, I wouldn't have gotten it done as quickly without that interaction. It's very rare that Tales from Tech Support gets a story that isn't about screaming Karens or idiot coworkers, so this was a nice change of pace. As for the story though, it actually reminded me of when I was a kid. I think I was a lot like the kid in the story, super tech savvy, but I wasn't perfect because I eventually got a virus on my laptop, and when the IT guy came to fix it, I thought he was a wizard too. He opened menus on my computer and loaded programs that I didn't even know existed. The third story comes from Fantastic Balloon. It all broke after I restarted. For a bit of context, we have some guys and gals who work in the field and have company-issued laptops and scanners. Part of my duties is supporting them any way I can. Most of these people are close by in the next city over, but some are farther, so it's usually remote for them. One day, Joey calls. "Hey, I'm having a bit of an issue." "What's going on?" "Well, the scanner won't work with my laptop anymore." "How did that happen?" I ask for context and also to keep the conversation going while I remote in using this program that doesn't require user input on their end. "I was having some issues and I restarted my computer, and after restarting, the scanner no longer works. I pressed the button and it won't bring up the program anymore." "Oh, okay, I understand. Joey, is your computer on and connected to the internet by chance?" Yeah. Let me double check." "Yep, it's open and it's connected to my home's Wi-Fi." "Weird, I'm not picking it up here. Can you open Quick Assist for me and we'll go that way?" "How do I do that?" I proceed to guide him to opening it and share the code. Cut to when I log in, and it feels different. That weather junk Microsoft forced into Windows 10 and 11 had somehow re-enabled itself, even though I always disable it. The usual icons are missing from the desktop. The start menu is back to the default view and has a bunch of old bloatware apps on it. I check the taskbar and the remote software isn't running. I specifically set all laptops going out to our users to have this always enabled, and even checked the box to make sure they couldn't accidentally turn it off by closing the window. So this is strange. Then I see on the desktop an icon I usually wouldn't see. I opened it and it opens an Edge, and is a bunch of third-party programs I'd usually install, and it says something about programs removed after a restore. "Joey, how did you restart this laptop?" I typed reset into the search bar and it went through some stuff. Under my breath and internally screaming, "Beep," then get my composure and be as professional as I can be. "Oh, okay, I understand." Well, because of that, there's not much I can do remotely. It looks like the option you clicked on reset the laptop as if it came out of the factory. "Oh, I see." Yeah, oh. I tell him that I'll have to talk to his supervisor, and then we'll likely need to send out a new laptop to him because I can't do anything remotely. The remote software we use would let me reinstall stuff very easily, but not in this state. For some reason, the user accounts these users have are admins. I guess some legacy software or procedure that requires it. I had been asking my superiors to change this, and brought it up again using this situation more recently, but nothing has changed, and I don't think anything will. Partly because these are thin clients, for the most part too. All stuff is sent remotely and not kept locally, so I don't think they care. But of course I do, because I'm the one who has to clean up these messes. I can understand that some people aren't tech savvy, but the words restart and reset are two very different things that I feel like most people understand. Then again, those words are also mainly common in the tech world, so who knows? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's stories, and I'll see you next time.